I think the most useful things that I can do for you in terms of a business conference, I can talk at you and that's fine, but I'd like to interact more. I like to hear, and I've read a lot of your messages that some of you wrote some very smart questions. I'll address those things to my email. You wrote questions. I'll address some of those and put more in here as well. Smart questions. If you guys ask me an admin question, I might just have you deleted from the thread, because if you're such an idiot that you think that's the best use of our time, it's probably not somebody that I care to spend time with. So ask something that's going to be useful to the group. Something useful to the group. I just stress again, without good guidance and mentors, I'd still be a poor little idiot. I'd still be poor. I'd still be hanging out poor. Frankly, I'd probably be dead or in prison like everybody else in my peer group. That's probably the reality of it. If you spend time with those people, that's what's going to happen. If you spend time with a bunch of idiots, you're going to be an idiot. You spend time with a bunch of heroin addicts, you're going to be one. You spend time with a bunch of multimillionaires, you're probably going to be one of those too. That's a lifestyle choice. So any of your excuses, any pathetic nonsense that somebody might, oh, but Derek, I can't do it because blah, blah, blah. Oh, but Derek, you're different. No, I'm not different. I just wanted it more. If your fucking dreams aren't worth losing sleep over on occasion, just don't expect to accomplish much. If you're not willing to lose a little bit of sleep to accomplish the things you want most, you didn't really want them too much. If you're not willing to say no to plenty of things, you have to say no to most things so you can say yes to the things that you want most. The default thing in your head should be no. No, that's not my top priority right now. Not one of my top priorities right now. If you're not willing to get very comfortable saying the word no, turning down invitations from friends, family, things that wouldn't be optimal use of your time, just don't expect to accomplish much. You're going to be stuck there. And you might think that oh, everything's great. Everything's great. I'm swimming in the land of yellow. Everything's beautiful. It's nice. Well, the yellow is not gold, homie. The yellow is piss. A lot of you have been swimming in piss, and you think it's sunny outside. You think the fucking sun is shining. You're God's favorite creature. God chose you to shine a favorable ray of light upon your ass. It's not gold, it's piss. Get away from this mediocre shit. Get away from the mediocre shit. You have to do it proactively. Your friends are going to judge you. They're going to call you names. Your family's going to judge you. They're going to call you names. And if you don't do it, not much is going to happen. It's not going to be good. What do we got here for questions? Joaquin, regarding robo-advisors, I've seen that robo-advisors consistently beat index and often does better than a lot of high-quality fund managers. So would you recommend investing in a robo-advisor? Recommend investing with a robo-advisor in order to free up time instead of allocate this time to building one's businesses. Well, most of these investors, most fund managers, and whatever the fuck a robo-advisor is, it sounds like a scam. Does anybody here know what the fuck a robo-advisor is?
No.
I mean, my finance professor won a Nobel Prize, 2 of them. I don't know what a fucking I don't think Eugene Fama knows what a robo-advisor is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Richard Thaler knows what a robo-advisor is. So, A, this sounds like a scam. B, the biggest fund managers in the world, if you're managing big amounts of money, you're not trying to hit home runs. That's not what most of these people do. It's a small percentage of them. It's a small percentage of hedge funds that are trying to hit home runs and make big returns. And there's a risk that comes with that you're going to have big losses on occasion as well. And that's just a part of the game. All right. A normal fund manager that's managing pensions and retirement accounts or things of that nature, they're not even trying to win. They're just trying to track the S&P. They're just trying to track a S&P index and then charge you a management fee for that, which is really amazing. It's really astounding, And so, investing with most of those people, you literally would be better off, and you made that comment in here that a lot of advisors don't have amazing returns. Well, yeah, you literally would be better off just buying, VOO or SPY. If you want to guarantee yourself a mediocre return, exactly average, then just go buy an index. Go buy the S&P index, and skip this robo-advisor nonsense. All right, and it's astounding to me in human psychology, and this guy asks a lot of smart questions, so I'm not picking on you personally. This guy has written me many questions in different contexts. I know you're a pretty smart person, so don't take this personally at all. But it's astounding to me that whatever the new trendy thing is, it's like people want to jump on whatever the new trendy thing. Oh, I'm this kind of niche trader, trading. Yeah, and or this, I don't know what the fuck a robo advisor is again, but again, nobody else does either. There's a lot of people in this room with $1 million plus net worth, and everybody else they're on their way to that. None of us know, bro. It sounds like a fucking scam. It sounds like bullshit. So whatever the new trendy thing is, I'm so glad as a little misfit kid, I at least had, and almost by accident, I'm certain that many of you are this way too, that almost by accident, I was just like more curious about kind of like ancient truths or like things that were persistent over time. I was a lot more curious to read old books or watch documentaries than I was to focus on whatever the new trendy thing is. And I'm sure many of you are that way as well. And what would be more useful over your lifetime is like the Kardashians or Aristotle? Where would you gather more wisdom or more pragmatic and actionable information? Like whatever the new trendy TV show is, or like ancient wisdom, things that worked for the last few thousand years. So don't try to reinvent the wheel, homie. It's like, and don't try to outsource. You don't get to outsource your responsibility for your financial future. You don't get to outsource that to the Robo advisor. You don't get to outsource that to any fund manager. And the most responsible fund managers, the ones that are most famous and the wealthiest, they would say the same thing. They would say the same thing, that they're not trying to be responsible for your financial outcomes. They're like, well, if you want us to manage the money, we'll do as best we can. Buffett would tell people that, hey, I'm going to do the best I can with your money. We try to get outsized returns. Historically, he's done tremendous. Over, I think 22% returns over decades on average. Average 22% over 40 years or something absurd. It's amazing. Even more, 50 years. But even Buffett would say, hey, we're going to have some upsides. We're going to have some up years. We're going to have some down years. And if you just want an average return, go buy the S&P. Go buy a fucking index. But I never heard you mention a robo advisor, so I'd say skip that one. Don't worry about the new trendy shit. It's like, what's the shit that's been working consistently forever? And if there's nothing broken in that thesis, and all these scam fucking programs try to tell you that, that system doesn't work anymore. Oh, the university system is failing you. You don't need to go to college. Yeah, bullshit. Oh, just be a fucking trader with, blah, 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 Forex bullshit. It's like, you guys, some people don't even know, some people are investing money in Forex scams, and they don't even know that Forex stands for foreign exchange. They don't even know that. They don't even know that. They just heard Forex is the new trendy shit. Or you go buy Tesla at any cost. 1,100 times earnings, no problem. So, I'm not trying to tell you guys what to invest in, but I could help you understand how global markets function. I could help you understand how these things function, so your brain works well, so you're well informed, and you could make your own decisions. And 50% of people beat the market, some of them by accident. But if you were well informed and you understood how those systems function, you could have tremendously outsized returns, and somewhat consistently, And over a long time horizon, can you beat the market? Yeah, you can. Can every person beat the market? No. But the people that are best informed understand how markets function, understand, there's not just one market. There is one. It's a global economy. There's one global economy, which is comprised by, various stock markets, all the assets within the economy. So, stocks are, part ownership in various businesses, and then there's real estate or commodities or, foreign exchange, owning different currencies that are going to trade against each other in different ways, depending on what's going on in the macro economy and the global economy relative to one country versus another country's positioning within that economy. It's really extraordinarily complex. And I spent 9 years studying that. And, I'll say it this way, Buffett at age 86, I believe, 85 or 86, I think he was 86, Buffett says he thinks he understands about 2% of what there is to understand about business. So at age 86, with a Columbia MBA and access to anyone on earth he would ever want to talk to, anybody he would want to talk to would be happy to take his phone call. So access to everyone in the world and a good education and fantastic mentors, 2%. So you're not going to know everything. You can't. No one does. I don't purport to know more than Warren Buffett does. But the truth of that is if Warren Buffett understands 2%, and I understand half of that, 60% if I'm lucky, well, then the normal person out there understands about 0.001 or so percent. It's nothing, essentially nothing. And if you knew a little bit more than those people, you could do better than most people. Most people are never going to make the effort. And you can't outsource your success. You can't do that reliably. You have to be able to invest in things that you understand. You won't have any conviction in your investment. Let me make this a little more solid. You won't have any conviction in your investment if you don't understand how the pieces fit together. And then when you see some calamity in the market, like just happened, through 2020, say, right? When the market goes down, you're just going to be one of these suckers that you don't know what you own. You don't even know what it is. You don't know what the underlying assets are. You don't know how they fit into the global economy. You don't know how they fit into the big picture. And you're just going to panic sell that shit because it's going down. You're like, I just better get out of this because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Versus if you did know what you were doing, instead of selling, it's the exact time you'd be investing more. It's the exact time you'd be investing more and with confidence and sleeping well at night. I get so giddy every time there's a good recession. Every time we have a good recession that I always tell my girlfriend that when I'm old, that I hope for, if I had cancer or something, I hope I'd at least have like one good recession to cheer me up at the end of my life that I could go make some more money even though I'm dying in a few months. I feel really great about that. It really cheered me up. So when everybody else gets depressed and they're sad and they're scared, I'm like, oh shit, this is the time. This is the time where there's massive wealth transfer around the globe because the uneducated people panic out and the smartest people go buy things then. And what happened in the last few months? All-time highs, new all-time highs, again and again and again and again. A few months ago is the end of the world. Guess what? We're going to have more all-time highs. And if you want to go invest in the trendy shit where all the money already went to, well, when the economy opens back up and things normalize again, you're going to have something called sector rotation. And a lot of that money is going to leave that area, and it's going to go buy a lot of distressed assets that are currently undervalued. They're going to be worth a lot more later. And if you don't understand how those systems work, you're not going to be able to benefit from it. And I don't mind buying them myself, but for those of you that are serious, that you want to do better, you need to understand how that works. Moneyberg Mentoring is a general business course of how to think and what are the fundamentals of business. This is a program about helping you make better decisions. I'm trying to give you some frameworks for how I'm thinking about things and how it's allowed me to go make more money. Just to say again, it's you're probably going to die sooner than you'd like. So how much time do you want to spend with the wrong people? This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is a get rich. Anything that I included as a homework assignment is something that's going to benefit your life long term. Derek, what's the one big thing? The one big thing is that you showed up here. I'm just saying, hey man, you can do a lot better and you're going to.